it's important to make sure every voice is in that ideation process and that it all doesn't just look the same.
Okay.
And if it all looks the same, I would like people to be checking themselves, because are you churning out a new idea? If you have the same people in the room making up, new ideas, are they honestly new ideas?
Mental Health Monday.
Mental Health Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like without having to go into the office, because my boss creates such a lighthearted, fun. He brings a lot of humor and personality to meetings, and he always encourages me to do the same. So, like, not having a very frazzled or stressed out boss was really encouraging to me. He lets me do my work, and obviously he checks in, but he's not like hovering over me. He's not like, oh, did you see this email? Did you respond yet? He's not like doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say are...
And I was like, oh, okay, this is healthy. I can do this. I can do this. I can move out there. I can see what's up.
Did you see that in the moment, or did you like get off work one day and you were looking out the window and you were like, it's not bad. It's not bad.
The funny thing is that probably what is looking out the window, because that's how I tend. I'm very dramatic and tend to look out the window like that. Yeah, like one of my good girlfriends is a witness to me like leaving New York and me literally staring out the window like, oh, this is happening. But she would come home from work and I still hadn't packed anything at all, because I was like looking out the window, processing. But basically I created a pros and cons list.
Okay.
And
Tell me the importance of that list.
I needed to see my thoughts on paper. So yes, my heart is definitely in DC. It's like heart versus logic. But coming after a streak of mixy jobs and, like being laid off and all of that.
Finding consistency.
I wanted consistency. I needed a sense of consistency and stability in my world. And Brooks was able to provide that to me at the expense of moving across the country. And I was like, I don't got no kids. I don't got no man. I don't have any of that right now.
Realistic.
So why not give this a go? But on the other side of that list was like, I'm going to miss my community. I'm going to miss being adjacent to like quickly popping in and supporting someone's like art show or what have you. I had a great apartment on 16th Street that I was paying super cheap rent for. That was amazing. Like I felt like the Black Carrie Bradshaw writing articles from my 16th Street studio type of thing. So that was on one list. I was just like, when else in life am I gonna get this type of opportunity to expand my world in this way? Even if I hate it, at least I won't have a sense of regret 10 years from now of like, oh, I should have like taken that opportunity and saw what Seattle is like, saw what that side of the world is like, because my whole world has been on the East Coast. I went to school in Philly, lived in New York, came back to DC.
Quality
So I
life's
haven't.
different on the West Coast.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. For me, melanin over mountains, but but the mountains are good sometimes. Being by the water is nice. Does something for your mental health. Being able to like run by a body of water after work. Look out and see the mountains. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
For sure. It's very calming and grounding. So yeah.
Would you say, has it been particular to build a new community for yourself on the West Coast?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been challenging, but it's happened. It's happened organically, kind of.
Yeah.
So even before I moved to Seattle, my friend Ish, he, I'd followed him on Instagram. We were like DMing each other for a bit. and found out our birthdays are a day apart from each other and immediately like FaceTimed each other.
What month are you in the fireside lineup of things?
I'm December. December 1st. Yeah.
My dad's 17th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he hit me up and we like FaceTime. We were like, you know, getting to know each other for a few months and whatnot. And then he like recommended various neighborhoods, and like when I would go out there for various work things, he would connect me with people.
Yeah.
So out of those connections, I like was invited into, you know, community that doesn't necessarily all look like me, but it's a loving and embracing community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not cold.
It's not cold. It's
Yes.
a warm spot in
Yeah.
a cold city. Yeah.
All right. So when it comes to Brooks, tell me, what does that company do exactly? Like, what are they looking to accomplish?
Yeah. So it's a global running company. That's our specialty. Running
So then
shoes.
about
We
the
make,
exercise of running
yes, the exercise of running.
Okay.
We make the best running shoe
in the world.
in the world.
Okay.
Period. So a lot of athletes are wearing Brooks. We are we're trying to skew to a younger demographic right now. Brooks is going through a overall like brand rebranding.
Are these
but
shoes that I need to look into? Because you see
Absolutely.
what I got going on over
Yes.
here.
Yes. No. We
Yeah.
gotta, you know, I love a check. I love the check. Absolutely. For the people.
Yeah.
But Brooks are a great supportive workout running shoe as well. So
How's the styling of the shoe?
pretty conservative.
Okay, so it's more on the performance then.
It's a performance running shoe for sure. So typically we have skewed to a older demographic, but right now we're trying to move that down drastically to like 18 to 35-year-olds.
But you guys need a bright future.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need a brighter future.
Yes.
So
They spend more money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're working on that right now. Like we're looking at everything from illustrations, how we use video, color, all of those things.
Okay. Where do you place in the newer regime of where Brooks is going?
Like what do I
Wise.
Yeah. So I'm a creative project manager. So I work on like campaigns. Right now I'm managing our holiday work. So our holiday campaign from ideation to completion, I do a lot of like scoping of timelines and resourcing of designers and copywriters and making sure that briefs make sense before they come to us to kick off and that sort of thing.
Would you say, how important is ideation to the process of a company's direction?
It's important to make sure every voice is in that ideation process and that it all doesn't just look the same.
Okay.
And if it all looks the same, I would like people to be checking themselves, because are you churning out a new idea if you have the same people in the room making up, you know, new ideas? Are they honestly new ideas?
New ideas versus the echo chamber.
Are they disruptive ideas? Or are you just creating more of the same?
Yeah.
So it's important to have more than just, you know, white men who all feel good drinking a beer together in a room, making up, you know,
Yeah.
the future of a company. It's important to have, you know, people who don't look like you in that space too.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's all I got to ask. I'm leaving here.
Okay.
I know we're trying to keep it 10 now. It should be like 1:30 if I'm not mistaken or something like that. So where can the people find you?
So
Or do you want to be found? Because sometimes people want to be found.
Yes.
You got some
Find me.
questions.
Find me.
Some folks come on here and you're like, I don't want to be found. I got things to do. I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. That's cool.
No, on Instagram, I'm Macaroni Fro. So yeah. And then you can check out my writing on my website, which is just my name.com. So
Okay.
first and last name, Pricilla Ward.
What's one piece of advice you would give to new writers coming into this generation? Oh, it's not literature. Let's say media.
I would say read a diversity of authors. It's very important just to be like reading and consuming both, you know, books as well as various articles, editors, also, you know, watching various forms of media. So keeping up with what's going on TikTok and YouTube and new podcasts and that sort of thing. Just like consuming and then take your time. Like it's a process. It's a process. So don't get discouraged if you get that rejection, you know. Have friends read over your work or someone in your corner read it over so you can have a different perspective of your voice as well and things that you might consider fine-tuning.
What does it mean to you to have a voice?
So, I tend to be a bit more introverted and a quieter individual. So, my words on paper are my loudest expression. And that's where I feel most powerful.
Sure.
Oh, thank you.
I read a couple articles. I was like, this is so much better than I would write.
Thank you.